And what are your thoughts on children's birthday parties in general?
I think, like everything, because we are selfish, that kids' parties have become about the parents. And it's all about like boozy 3-year-old birthday at 11 a.m. Like, can you put your fucking blue moons away? Like, I just don't want you to see, like, why? Like, is it that bad? Like, that's why I like when recently one of my son's best friends' parties was like at a trampoline park. And it's just like, it is dedicated to the time. We had it at Chuck E. Cheese, don't mean to brag, but it's like, yeah, we're going to crush this in 2.5 hours. The kids are going to play for an hour and a half. They're going to eat cake and pizza for a half hour, and we're going to leave. Like, that's what it should be. It doesn't need to be about like parents socializing for 3 hours at 11 a.m. on a Sunday, I think.
I agree. I think that well, first of all, I completely agree that it needs to be all about the kid. Let's start with the birthday party. My mom, they weren't expensive. They were just creative. My mom threw the most creative birthday parties for me ever. I still remember some of them. One year, it was a paper airplane class where literally like a guy came in to teach us all how to make cool paper airplanes.
Amazing.
And I remember that. Like, it's about being creative. It's about the kids. I'm sure that like there was food for the parents, but I don't remember any of that. Like, it's got to be about the kids. I think Jackie does this incredibly with her kids. Like, she throws, they're definitely lavish, but like a bouncy house or like a guy making balloon animals or like things for the kids. And then she has a nice cold brew station, Josh, where you can go and get a nice coffee the way that you want it. Because it is 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning. You deserve to have a coffee, but it's all about the kids. I love fun, nice things, all about the kids. In terms of the gift, you got to bring a gift. It can be very small, but I agree you should bring a gift. It is interesting, though. I imagine that it becomes the bane of your existence trying to return these gifts when they're from everywhere. That's why I love a registry. I don't think you can register for a birthday party, but it would be interesting if you only shopped at one place. That way you could get one big credit. Otherwise, it's like it becomes a job. I hate the job of having to return things. That's not fun at all. And then you have like an ancillary credit here and here and here. I don't know.
I totally agree. And wouldn't you say, I know we've talked about this before, I find you get to a certain point with adults where you don't give them gifts anymore. And I think the ROI on a gift, if you make a rule, if you have a code for yourself, that if I'm invited to a party where someone is not one of these, facocked, Williamsburg, Silver Lake parties where it's like everybody's splitting the tab. At that point, no. But like you have these lovely parties you had at the Second Avenue Deli and whatnot, where you're being treated to a lovely meal, where someone probably shelled out $1,000, $2,000 for their birthday. A lot of adults don't bring gifts. I think the ROI is so big when you bring a gift, no matter what the age, even if it's small, even if it's like a $25 fun thing, people remember that.
I'll never forget if somebody gave a shit enough to give me something.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I always give gifts. Always.
It's
I love
great.
I love gift giving. You're the same. It's almost selfish. I love the feeling. I feel good when I give somebody a gift. And I definitely would feel great receiving a gift. I will say that I do not receive enough gifts based on the parties that I have had from my friends. No, there's no question that to your like I don't know. I've consistently over the years, like it's very rare, like since, I don't know, maybe early 20s, like we were still going to dinner and splitting. Since then, like if you come to my birthday is handled. And I'm not saying that you owe me anything, but it does feel really good to receive stuff. That's all.
Right. And the worst thing you can do, and I will say this too, and again, if you are strapped for cash, I would say I give you a pass. But again, there's a more elegant way to do this. My friend has a lovely scumbag friend. I want to name him, but I won't. But my boy, Kid David, God love him, friend of the podcast, has a scumbag friend who we all went to dinner for Kid David. Now, Kid, this birthday, he's in his early 30s at the time, and most of his friends are like artists and, not like the most flush. And so like it was one of those birthdays where it was like we went to like a low key restaurant and we took Kid out. We just split the bill to take Kid out for his birthday. It was great. And his scumbag friend didn't put any money in. And I wound up covering his friend. And I looked at his buddy and I said, hey, boss, you owe me $25. Or I'm sorry, I didn't say that. I said, hey, you didn't put in for dinner. We're covering kid. And he goes, okay, bet. And it really broke down to about 25 a person. And he gave me $10. And I was like, that was worse than you giving me nothing. I'll never forget that.
Yeah. It's also when you are a giver, you end up being the person that covered for the other person and you're always hung out to dry. I've had that exact experience where like nobody wants to put down their card. I'll put down my card. And do you know what a fucking job it is to go and hunt people for Venmos? Like fucking pay the second that the bill comes, pay.
Yeah.
Don't have me text you tomorrow. I don't care if it's $500 or $5. Just send it. I send it this second I'm owed. The second I owe it, it's gone. I never want to think about it again. Ever. Like I recently had this with Knicks tickets. I put the 2 Knicks tickets on my card and I had to follow up with my friend 2 hours after the game. Hey, do you mind sending me the money for the ticket? Like, please don't make me send that text.
Right.
Don't make me do it. Is it a big deal that you didn't pay me that second? No, but there's no difference between now and in 3 hours. Don't make me send that text. It makes me feel like a schmuck. Stop taking advantage of good guys.
Is this the $1,700 ticket?
Yes.
That's a lot of money. I would never like, if it's $50, I might be like, oh, sorry, dude, I forgot. And I'll get you that night. But like, I try not to. But if it's $1,700, you're getting that before I get there. That's a huge amount of money to put out for someone.
Yeah. What about the 2 days before? It's not even like I bought them that day. You had 3 days to send.
Crazy. That's a lot of money.
I know. Nuts.
That's nutty. I remember once Casey Neistat did such a playa move. We were at the farmer's market.
Code switching.
Playa. It was some sweet dog cool shit. You feel me, black? No, I'm kidding. We're at the farmer's market in Santa Monica when he lived in LA with our family. And you know me, I'm Carrie Cash over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm Christopher Cash. I got cashish on me all the time. And he goes, crap, I don't have any cash on me. He's like, can you just throw me like $40-50 just so, because we're going to buy some stuff from the farmer's market and I'm Venmoing you right now. And I was like, yeah, sure, dude, whatever. And I don't even look. And so I give him like, you know, whatever, $50. I don't even look at the Venmo until later that night. He gave me 100 just in case he needed a little extra. I'm like, and now I can't give you the difference. You know, I accept that in goodwill. But but I was like, you went over because that's a Menchy move. Is like, because if he had given me 30, I'd never forget.
It's a Menchy move. Oh, that's the other thing. While we're talking about this, if you owe me $50, don't send me 49 and think you're being cute. Don't do that.
Do people do that?
I've had that done to me before. Yeah.
That is low.